Okay, Oval fans. Now, look, I gotta say it. Even though the ending I could definitely see as very controversial, don't get me wrong, because a lot of people are saying the same thing. We didn't get any sort of like disclaimer at the beginning of the episode or even at the ending just to kind of, give us a warning as to what's going to occur. It's Black History Month. Why in the world would they show something like this on TV? And the list goes on. Taja, the actress that portrays Priscilla, released a clip earlier Tuesday afternoon with the caption of, hey, just kind of a, word of caution. Tonight's episode of The Oval may be a bit triggering for some. And I gotta admit, this was wild. Now, despite that ending, I'm still giving this episode a 10 out of 10. And I cannot remember the last time I gave The Oval a 10 out of 10. Because it's just, I know it's been seasons, probably. But this was a fantastic episode. And it just feels like if you've been a person who's watched since the beginning, to actually see Hunter unleash the hounds. Okay, maybe that's not the best phrase during Black History Month either, but basically unleash the beast. This is what we've been waiting for. Because as stated in the episode, all he's been doing is laying around, ignoring his duties, doing drugs, doing hookers. But this was him taking back what's his. Even the other storylines weren't as annoying as usual, but it definitely feels like, okay, we're finally setting up to something very, very big. So, with that being said, Season 6, Episode 6 Power Play, perfect score. And before we get into the full-on review, make sure you take a moment to hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Follow me on social media, links are in the description below. Hit subscribe and hit that notification bell and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel. So, Hunter, sits down in the Oval. He pretty much makes it clear that he's going to make both Victoria and Eli disappear. And at this point, these two are just stunned. They're acting like they didn't do. Hunter, come on, calm down. It's like, it isn't what you think. And if I remember correctly, wasn't it last season when this man was barely able to stand on crutches and he hobbled his way to the Oval and he caught Victoria and Eli being intimate and he even collapsed on the floor and these two were just gloating in his face about their schemes to get rid of him, to put Eli in the presidential seat. And, well, Eli was looking smug. It was Victoria doing all the talking. And then she looked over at Eli. Is there anything you would like to say? You're pathetic. And it's like he gave off like 3 sentences. And he looked like a proud kid at the end of it. And then Victoria's like, that's a good boy. Because it's like, bro, for real. You have no aura about you that says presidential. It's like you look like a knockoff Obama. But good Lord, you just go blank at moments of crisis. This man couldn't do anything in the moment. It was clear who was holding the power in that room, and Victoria looked stunned. And I think my favorite bit is, for as many times as Victoria said, you didn't want the job anyway. Eli was doing a better job than you ever did. It's like, just go back to your room and take care of your, your addictions, and we'll go ahead and handle the rest. And he always said, look, I'm better than you always give me credit for, Victoria. You think I'm just some, brainless white boy who gets by based off the color of my skin. He didn't say all that, but you know what that's implying. Because Victoria's always said that. It's like, I got with an all-American idiot who I knew I could, ride the waves to the Oval Office. And as a result, make it to the top. But she just looked at Hunter as nothing more than a brainless, white guy who just got off because he's white. And to be honest, if you look at Hunter's track record and behavior patterns, it makes sense. But to actually show that this old dog has some teeth, now Victoria and Eli are about to go running. So Victoria's like, I don't have to sit here and take this, because after she's like, well, you upset my father. It's like, where is he? He's gone silent, Victoria. And he makes a good point with everything going. Look, Victoria's father used to be like an, ominous presence over the entire White House. Well, just DC, because wasn't it something about 5 families? This is like season 1 lore. 5 families that ran everything, and Victoria's parents were one of them. And her father would like call at random moments. It's like, I heard about things being thrown and broken because you two were fighting. And with all the commotion going on in the White House over the past like 12 hours, and nobody called or anything, nah, something wrong. Either he's dead or he's like so close to death that he can't do anything. So Hunter's calling the bluff. And from there, Victoria's about to leave, but she gets pistol whipped. Eli is like bugging, like, Jason, it isn't what you think about your mom trying to kill you. I was the one who saved you. I have all the footage to prove that, the people watching over you and protecting you, that was me. Hunter's like, he's not buying it. And Jason is like, nope, you're going down. So from there, we don't see these two again until the very end of the episode. Now, it goes about saying that I think we could just skip to the end of the episode real quick. So at the end, Hunter's at the Oval, smoking on a cigar. He calls Donald. Donald's like, oh, hello, sir. Yeah, how's it going? Hey, whose side are you on? I'm on your side, sir. Of course. I know you want to get back in the Oval Office as soon as possible. And do you have a plan? Of course, I can come up and talk to you about it right now. Yeah, so we got to get these two out of the office. Who, sir? Eli and Victoria. Yes, they've done awful things, despicable things. And hanging isn't illegal. For what they tried to do to you, absolutely not. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm planning. Execution is the price for betrayal. But of course, I want to do it the old-fashioned way, considering there are so many different ways of doing it in current times. But were you going to invoke the 25th Amendment? No. Are you lying, Donald? No, I'm not. Yeah, okay. Well, look, let me come up there and talk to you. Look, we got a press conference coming up soon, but I can come by the room real quick. Look at your phone. Where am I calling from? It has to be a mistake. No, Donald. It's the Oval Office. Goodbye, Donald. And then, sir. And then, of course, you got the hanging going on, and that's the end of the episode. Now, there are many things to take away from this. Obviously, you see their feet struggling and their wrists struggling, so I don't know if he straight up killed these two so much as, put them in a coma or something like that. So they're going to be in need of medical attention. That's the thing. And also, when it comes to Donald, like, he's going to be running, which is funny based off of things that occurred earlier in the episode. But this was a powerful, if not, cringe-inducing ending, because it's like, ooh, Tyler, come on now. You really going to do that? But, Hunter, he's fed up. He knows they're lying, and Victoria's trying to act like, I would never poison you. Yeah, you're the one that put those drugs, or you're the one who had those drugs put into my food to prevent me from walking. So he is playing no games. Now, let's get back to the rest of the episode here. We go over to Max and Bobby. Max meets Bobby in the parking garage, and pretty much they're talking in riddles about like, oh yeah, about me and the problems I have with my wife and why we got a divorce because she didn't trust me. And he is cluing Bobby into the fact that, hey, check your coat pocket and check your seams of it and everything to figure out that he's been bugged. So from there, they go inside to check in for their shift, and they run into Kyle. And the orders are Max is to watch over the president, and Bobby is to go pick up his wife. And they're like, wait a minute, what? And Kyle's like, wait, is there a problem with that? No, not at all. So they both know it's a setup. And Donald and Lily walk in, and it's funny because as soon as they're about to leave, Donald's like, oh, yeah, you two know each other, right? Hello, Bobby, Miss Winthrop. And then she walks out the door, and then Donald sends Max on his way. Kyle wants to, frisk Lily, but he's like, what's wrong with you? Come on, let's go. And as they're headed to the Oval, Max is doing it first. He and Kane swap positions because, Kane is, he's off duty. And, of course, they have a little bit of war of words. How are there any bugs in there? Oh, yeah, I'm going to get you for that from last time. Good, plot consistency there, because that was such a long time ago where I think it was Max or Bobby or Max that planted a bug in the Oval to make Kane look bad in order to make sure they can, watch over the vice president. Now, The order is the president does not want to be disturbed right now. And they switch guards. Priscilla makes there first, and the press conference is going to start within the hour. So it is like late afternoon because remember last week, Donald told Lily, be at the White House for the press conference going down at 5. So we can assume it is late afternoon right now. And Priscilla and Max kind of go at it. It's like, oh, wait, is the president in there by himself? Oh, no, Victoria's in there, isn't he? Come on, Priscilla. Hey, now you need to lay off that and also off Bobby. You need to stop, messing with Sam's mind. There's a lot going on. It's dangerous. Oh, I'm done. I'm not doing anything wrong. And, we just soldier boy over here following everything by the book. And also when Donald and Lily show up, Max doesn't let them in either. And Donald just has you remember my wife, Lily? I believe you two share the same Bobby. So then they both walk off there. And we go over to Dale, who is the blabbermouth of the episode. Because now, if he thought witnessing Richard killing his dad put him in danger, him blabbing to Alan over the White House phone. Okay. So every time Dale calls Alan, he's like, hey, there's something I have to tell you. Dale, I'm at work on the White House line. This is not a good place to call or tell me something important. Oh, but I can tell you this. Why did Dale think it would be a good idea to tell Alan, an employee of the White House, on a tapped line? Why would he think it's a good idea to mention that, hey, the butler of the White House stabbed his father? I saw it. Why? Why? See, this is moments like this. I'm like, okay, Dale, whatever happens to you happens to you. I'm like, man, I feel bad for this guy getting kicked around, getting, mixed up in a whole lot of stuff. And I'm surprised he's even out in broad daylight driving Nancy around, because if you remember, Kareem's cousin put a huge target on Dale with the cartel over them drugs that Alonzo swiped from the pharmacy. Remember that? So I'm surprised he's able to just walk around, because I don't think that plot point has ever been followed up on. But regardless, he tells him about Richard killing his dad and the fact that his wife has gone crazy. She's just taking his money and buying all the alcohol she can, and she even bought me a car. Well, Dale, maybe she can buy you a house too. Oh, ha, ha, ha. So mid-conversation, he rushes off the phone, and he goes in the other room to see Donald and Lily. And, Donald tells him to get some coffee for Lily. He's like, hey, who was that? Oh, nobody important, sir. You holding out on me? And then Lily's like, has he flirted with you yet? No, ma'am. It's like, go get that coffee. And then it's like, basically, these two have a war of words, and Donald tells Lily to behave. And it's like, oh, my life was so much less complicated without you. It's like, baby, you were a struggling designer before you met me. We're both dealing with the consequences of sitting in these seats. Now get in line. And in the midst of these two going at it, Kyle comes in, and Lily, steps out because, there's no love lost between these two. And she's out. Okay, I'm actually surprised Lily doesn't blow her cover, because I'm just thinking about all the times, like in the past, or maybe that first time where she was eavesdropping on Kyle and Donald, and she just burst into the office going, who did the president kill? And that's how she got put on the run. And she's outside of the door listening to Kyle and Donald. Kyle giving a rundown, basically confirming, Bobby's bugged. He was listening in to the conversation Bobby had with Max. And of course, Alan's line is being tapped. So he listened in on Alan's phone call, and it's like, I don't know who he was talking to, but I know he said that whatever you're saying, you can't tell me over the phone here. I'm at the White House, and the butler killed his father. I have a question. Kyle overheard the person on the phone with Alan saying, hey, the butler killed his dad. I saw it. So you heard that, meaning that you heard the other person Alan was talking with. Why did Kyle not know that it was Dale? Yeah, there are a couple of moments in this episode that have me going, okay, these characters are dumb. Not dumb enough for me to dock points, but I still enjoyed the episode either way. And aside from that, he's like, yeah, based off the way Max and Bobby were talking and Max and Simone were talking, it's a good chance that they know he's bugged. And Donald's like, okay, we're going to hold this information. With Bobby and Simone, there's nothing, no evidence to present to Eli. And when it comes to Richard, I'll keep that in my back pocket. So going over to Eli's house where Bobby's trying to pick up Simone, he's using his phone as like a device to scan himself if there's any bugs. And, before he can pick up on anything, Simone comes downstairs and, before she starts, running her mouth, he's like, hey, yeah, we got to be careful what we say, without saying so. He basically just says, ma'am, I'm here to pick you up. And he writes on a notepad, it's like, hey, I'm bugged. They're listening in. So in the midst of a false conversation, just like he had with Max, you got Simone feeling up on him. It's like, yeah, what Sam said is hurtful. It's like, yeah, it's crazy he would accuse me of being unfaithful when he's been unfaithful. And she's copying a feel up on him. And he's like, really, ma'am? Really? So then they split. And this dummy leaves the notepad on the coffee table. The one that says, they're listening in, I'm bugged. And I'm just like, really, Bobby? You didn't want to rip that page or something? Man. So back over at the White House, Sam goes over to Richard and confirms he handled it in regards to the cover story about his dad being murdered. Because Kyle actually tells Donald, there's some stories saying that his dad was mugged and murdered, but that's not what that person on the phone said to Alan. Now, from there, Lily comes into the kitchen. Is like, ma'am, is there anything I can do for you? Can I get a drink? Tea? No, I need something strong. So she goes over to the cabinet and grabs like the wine or whatever that they use whenever they're cooking White House food. And she starts chugging it. It's like, Miss Winthrop, are you okay? Anything I can do for you? You can go away, Sam. Okay, bitch. Richard's like, Sam's like, I ain't dealing with this. Like, this man walked on glass, had to walk in front of reporters. Or no, actually, run in front of reporters and the news team with nothing more than his, what was it? A white tank top, his boxers, socks, and his shoes in an apron. Like he is not dealing with any bull crap from another woman today. But Lily notices like Richard is a bit nervous, and he's like, you need to be careful. They're listening, huh? Because remember, she overheard about the butler killing his dad. So then Alan comes in, and just like everybody else, she's speaking in double language. You need to watch out. I heard him talking about you. Wait, what? So yet again, it's like everybody needs to be on high alert. Now, over at the grocery store, Nancy comes out, and this is after Dale gets off the phone with Alan. Nancy comes out. She got a whole bunch of beer and who knows what else in her arms. She has all this cash. She's handing out $100 bills. She's like, what was that Drake music video? God's Hands. And then she just throws the money. This for my husband. Hey, this for my husband. Oh, take it all, folks. Take it all. It's like, Miss Nancy, is this a good idea? Are you sure that spending all this money and giving it all away is the right thing to do? Look, my husband wants to leave me, so he hurt me, and now I'm going to hurt his pockets. Now take me to the bank right now. I'm going to withdraw all his money out. So while she's in the bank doing that, Sharon reappears, and she's over at Nancy and Richard's house knocking on the door. Nobody's there, and she gets a call. She calls Dale, who's outside of the bank. It's like, hey, we're right around the corner at the bank. No need to meet us here. Just stay at the house, and trust me, when we get back, there's a whole lot you got to be filled in on. So it turns out, thankfully, this was addressed. What happened? Oh, yeah, the cops let me go because it was some BS charges. Okay, I'm glad they addressed it. I have nothing else to say. I mean, Kareem was still alive, and he was in the hospital. And if I remember correctly, didn't he get taken out by force by Kyle? Or was it Agent King? No, it wasn't. It was wasn't it Alonzo? It was so long ago, I forgot. But either way, Kareem's alive, so Sharon literally had no reason to be locked up. Now, she's going to wait outside of the house, and Dale lets her know that, oh yeah, Miss Jody isn't around. So yeah, when we get back, just hold tight. He's like, have you heard about Barry? Where's Barry at? I'm thinking like, but didn't you attack Kareem under the suspicion that he killed Barry? So I don't know. I did a video, thankfully, about her reaction to the news, but I wonder if she's going to bring up Kareem. And, Dale has no idea where Kareem is either, so yikes. But hey, folks, that is the episode in itself. I don't think I've done an episode review of the Oval this long in quite some time. This was a doozy, but let me know your thoughts on Power Play in the comments section below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.